For sure. And the Athletics' Matt Shrimper suggested that nothing is happening in this John Textor deal after speaking to kind of a lot of people around the club. Is this concerning for the club? Are you hearing the same things?
Well, it's certainly gone quiet, that's for sure. I haven't heard that Texter's not been given his exclusivity or had it pulled from him at all. I haven't heard that. I'm presuming that's still moving along, and there's been no statement to that effect. Um, Matt is a pretty good journalist. I'd like to see what his sources were, but it certainly has gone quiet, and that I don't know if that's necessarily worrying. It means people are working behind the scenes, but when it went quiet before on the Friedkin situation, that did lead to a problem. So let's just see if we can get some update from the club in the near future.
For sure. And the ESC is reporting short-term extended debt funding arrangements that will be announced. Does this suggest more cash flow issues for Everton, or is this simply a way to kind of help get the stadium finished?
Well, I think it could be a couple of things. I mean, there's been a lot of recent new sponsorship deals. The way that most clubs do work now these days is these sponsorship deals are factored forward, and so that could be one of the things they're talking about. I don't know what it would be. It could be one of the present borrowers increasing their limit to the club. We'll have to see. Again, he was very mysterious in his writings about that. So let's see if we can get some specific detail. It's supposed to be this week, but I have no real information on who it would be or how they're restructuring things. Hopefully, this will be news that will also be part of a package moving the ownership situation forward.
For sure. And then lastly, with Everton, the Premier League failed in an attempt to charge Everton nearly £5 million for legal fees. Does this decision make sense?
Uh, it makes sense that Everton are paying a lot smaller amount than they should have paid. I mean, apparently the Premier League lawyers were charging 5 times more for expert witnesses than Everton were. But this is exactly what I mean. How does this possibly help the sustainability of a club like Everton, having to pay these bloody ridiculous legal charges, trumped up charges that are in badly written rules? The one thing I would add as well is that Richard Masters recently was trying to defend the Premier League from having an independent regulator because he said it would lead to unintended consequences. Now here we are with the PSR rules having huge unintended consequences, and so there's a real problem here. Now I reckon it's cost nearly £20 million for Everton in terms of issues around having the points deductions and the drop in league placings and prize money and then legal fees, etc. How does that help sustainability of a club? It just doesn't. And so the whole thing is just ridiculous. And again, I've been calling for Alison Britton, the chairman of the Premier League, to say something about this. She is being completely invisible. And I think it's time that she's really held to account. And I'll keep on this campaign until she is.